Hello lovely people, how are you all doing today? I hope you're well. I've got a little bit of light today, it's gorgeous. Just little tiny bits of blue sky out there. Oh, what a difference. We are getting occasional sunny days amidst all the rain. So much rain, but days like today, a bit of sunshine and it lifts the spirit, doesn't it? It's gorgeous. Right, what are we up to today? Yes, let's have a little catch up for your and mine February no spend month. How did you get on? That's the question. I know I've had some messages and comments from folk who tried one of the two things I mentioned at the end of January to try, which was, sorry, you may have to excuse me with a hanky today. I think I've picked up a bit of a bug from somewhere. I've been sneezy and bleh. Anyway, yes, I mentioned two things to try. One was a week with zero processed food. In other words, do all your own cooking, absolutely everything from scratch. Did anyone try that? I know that what quite a few of you did kind of go, and clock, was the idea of never leaving home without your own food and your own drink. I kept saying water, but of course, whatever your drink of choice is, it might have to be a flask to keep it warm if it's tea or coffee or chocolate or whatever you fancy. But yeah, I know quite a few people got in touch to say, that sort of clicked with me, that really resonated. And I've been doing it religiously all month. I never leave home without food and drink anymore. And folk are finding that they are actually saving a little bit of money because you've got your own food and drink. And talking of drink, and this might happen a lot today just because of whatever's going on, because you've already got some food and drink with you, you're not going into a shop to buy a bottle of water or a sandwich or a snack of some description or lunch or whatever it is, and then having that knock on of buying all sorts of other stuff as well that you didn't need, a newspaper, magazine, whatever it is. So I'm really glad that some of you tried that, and more than that though, I'm really glad that saved you a bit of money. And we're going to talk about savings and savings accounts in a little while, but the big thing is I hope that with another no spend month that you've managed to, bring your spending down, and that little bit of money that you earned that you didn't spend, hopefully you've secreted it into a savings account somewhere. Yay! So I've got another, as we get towards the end of today's video, I've got another little idea for you to try. If you're still really struggling with, I'm still spending on nothing and fripperies and junk, whatever it is, we'll talk about another idea at the end. So in terms of, for my own no spend February, there's been one big bill, the haul. I'll talk about that in a second because that's to do with my savings. So in terms of paying the decorators, but actually there have been other expenses for the haul that I've incurred. But by doing things myself, I've saved money. So for instance, that window that everyone's seen by now, and I know I'm sorry I scared so many of you by getting out on the roof to clean the window. But look, by doing it myself, that saved me, I don't know what someone would have charged. What window cleaners charge? Maybe a tenner. So do it myself, don't have the expense. But then there have been some expenses. So for instance, building the gas meter box. And by the way, I know we're right towards the end of February now. Over the coming week, you're going to see all the hallway stuff. It's coming, don't worry. So yes, I bought the timber, but that came out of my weekly shopping budget, my normal budget. So I've not gone over budget. So just to sort of recap for anyone who, sorry, my computer's on, it's flashing things at me. For anyone who's newish to my channel and they don't know how I do my money or how it works, is that I live on £500 a month. That's it. Anything that I earn over and above £500 goes into a savings account. But that 500 is 350 goes on all my bills, and that includes annual bills as well. So if I have an annual bill for £200, let's call it 240 for ease of maths, I say to myself every month I need to put aside 20 quid for that. So £500 to live on, 350 is for bills, the other 150 is for everything else, and that works out at about £35 a week. So my £35 a week covers food, so I try to do all my food shopping for less than 12 quid. But it's food, clothing, shoes, travel, buying stock for my shop, the cost of postage for my shop, for shop items. It all comes out of that £35 a week. There's one exception, and that is when I do the lavender bags. It's a massive posting all in one go, and it's about 200 quid or something. No, it's not that much. Oh, it's heading for that, yeah. But anyway, when it's the lavender bags and it's that massive posting in one go, I do take the money from PayPal that people have paid for postage and use that. But otherwise, throughout the rest of the year, £35 a week covers postage, stock for the shop, clothing, food, days out, travel, what have you. Good, got that out of the way. So, the costs for the haul, the timber, I bought some, which you haven't seen yet, it's coming up, videos all over the place. There were some other bits and pieces that I needed to buy for the haul. That's all come out of my regular budget, so it hasn't hit me at all, as it were. And I also used some leftover stuff. So I had primer left over from another job. I had paint left over from doing the kitchen job. So that's already, in a way, that was already taken into account and paid for with the kitchen. So I haven't had to, this is for the box, obviously I had to buy paint for the walls. But the point is that the entire hallway, some sewing bits, what have you, it's all been done for either nothing or within my normal £35 a week budget. Great. The let me see now, yeah, the big bill for it has come out of savings. We'll come on to that in a second. Let's just cover all the other bits and pieces. So February for me has been another no spend month. It's like, I'll be honest with you, it's easy for me. I've been no spending for so long, I don't think twice about it. And I don't mean that in a braggy way. What I hope is that by sharing that, it kind of gives you hope that, yes, it is possible to have a put my teeth back in, a spend-free life and live happily and live well. So yeah, a no spend month for me. What things did come in? Yes, so in the last video you saw I had all that free stuff. That was actually a couple of weeks ago in real time. I have, in the meantime, I cancelled all the subscriptions. Well, there were two that were a subscription service. So I made sure I cancelled them, so I'm not going to be billed for any more. I have made one of the meals. So that's another video that's going to come up in March. I made the cauliflower curry. Not going to give anything away today, but I did make it, and it worked out at less than 90p per portion per meal, and that includes a serving of rice with the meal. So not too bad. And again, that was all done within my normal weekly shopping budget, so there was no extra expense. Fine. The main thing is, as subscriptions, they were cancelled. The shampoo bar, I haven't tried yet. I find that shampoo bars last for ages, and I've got one on the go at the moment, and I was just having a little audit of bathroom stuff the other day, and I've got, was it 4? I think I've got 4 shampoo bars. Yeah, I've got 4 shampoo bars. That would do me for a year, I think. How long do they last? I've not timed them, but yeah, a couple of them I've had spare waiting to use for ages, like months and months and months. So I haven't tried that company yet. I have tried the deodorant. I've been using the deodorant every day. I really like it. I won't need to buy any for a while because there were 3 in that offer that I got. But bearing in mind, I thought, I wonder if I can get them on the high street anywhere, or whether I have to do it through the post, because you know I like doing things face to face. So I looked online, and excuse me, there isn't one on my high street, but there is on a high street where I may have to go in a couple of weeks. I noticed that Holland and Barrett stock them. So I couldn't think of the word stock. Yeah, Holland and Barrett stock them. And what I noticed is right now, Holland and Barrett have got a 3 for 2 offer on. So it actually works out cheaper to go to Holland and Barrett than to go to the company Wild that I got them from. I'm not going to get any for now because I don't know in terms of them storing, how well do they store? Do they go dry if they store? But it's worth noting, or at least it was for me, that I can get them elsewhere. So every time I come to get a new refill, have a look around, have a shop around, because I think the Holland and Barrett offer made them work out, bear with me, made them work out at £4 per refill rather than 6. So it's quite a chunk. I mean, it's 35% saving. That's pretty good. Anyway, yeah, I like the product. I'll certainly be sticking with it. I'll talk a bit more about the actual experience of it in a separate video. This is all about money today. So where do we get to? The free stuff, yeah, all the subs are cancelled. Deodorant, I've done one of the meals, yes. Now. I've had a massive bill. I mean, not massive as in thousands and thousands, but let's say I've had a really big bill come in. One of my annual bills. And when I was talking in the budgeting video at the start of the year, I was saying how with all my annual bills, each year I'll quite often add 5 or 10%. I'll round the bill up until I've received it. I don't know the exact amount, but I'll usually round that bill up a bit. All my annual bills added together, divide by 12, set that money aside every month. So I just had my insurance bill, my contents insurance, not the building insurance. All of us in the building, the other 2 flat owners and the shop owner, we all pay for the building insurance. This is just the contents, so this is just for my stuff in here. If I was to be burgled, it'd have to be Spider-Man being all this way up, or, you know, if I lost stuff in a flood, a fire, whatever, you know, contents insurance. Now, this bill went up last year. It went up quite a chunk. I did write it down. And I wasn't happy with it. Sorry, I'm wriggling. I can't get comfy today. My knees are killing me. I rang the company last year and I said, I think it was something like a 12% increase. And I think inflation at that time was running at 9%. So I rang them to say, can you please justify this to me? And she was like, oh, but you know, the cost of everything has gone up, you know, electricity and wages and da. Anyway, I paid it. I'm paying this year. It's gone up again. This year, where's my maths? It's gone up 24% since last year. 24% is a huge increase. It's a huge, I mean, that's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. When I saw it, I was fuming. I thought, how can they possibly justify this? So in fact, over the last 2 years, the increase, from March 2022 to March 2024, it's a bill that's due in March, the increase is 39%. 39%. I mean, in a couple of years, it will have doubled. There's no way they can justify a 39% increase. Bearing in mind, I'm a no claims person. I've not claimed. And what do? How much work is involved with little old me for them each year? They literally it's an automated email and a printout of my documents. That's it. 39%. I'm fuming. Now, this is something else I might talk about more as we go into March and my 7-year anniversary, this idea that I just want to step out of society. I'm done. I want to go and live off grid, because one of the things that really frustrates me about that, don't worry, there's a positive outcome. I'll always, always, always try and find something positive to say, you know that. But I think one of the reasons I get so angry about these things, and I don't want to be angry in life, I want to be in my garden, feeling the sunshine on my cheek. I know full well that if I ring them and complain, because what happened is, like last year when I rang and I said, I want to haggle this price, otherwise I'm going to leave, and there was just absolutely no room for movement with them. They weren't going to budge. And frankly, I didn't have time to go elsewhere, do anything about it, so I stayed with them. This year, I'm not even going to bother phoning them to say, how can you justify a 39% increase in 2 years? I'm not going to bother, because I'll get a script. Oh, wages have gone up, cost of living, I'm going to get a script. It will frustrate me even more. It will cost me time, as in the time to make the phone call, to be on hold for an hour to finally talk to someone. I'm not going to do it. Life is too short. Life is too precious to spend time arguing with people and getting nowhere. I really can't stand it. Yes, I know there are worse problems in the world. Just let's keep everything in context. No, I don't live in Gaza. No, I don't live in Ukraine. No, I don't live in a war zone. But within my life, this is one of those things that's frustrating and angry-making and just makes me want to live off-grid, so I don't have to buy into any of all this nonsense. But, so the positive, quick, Vivi, find the positive. I've used a comparison site online for the first time ever. I won't say which one I used, there are all sorts out there, but I did go and compare what's on the market. And you know what, for anyone else who's a bit phobic about tech, because that's where I come from, I'm phobic, don't like, I'd rather pick up a leaflet at the post office, thank you very much, I'm like a little old lady. So yeah, it was really easy to use, really easy. So I went to this website, and I can't remember exactly now. I think it was something like, what service are you looking for? So I went, home insurance, and there were different options, whether you wanted buildings and contents combined, or just contents, or just buildings. So it was dead easy. So I just went to contents, and then there followed a sort of a questionnaire. It didn't take long. I mean, it was quite in depth. So it wanted to know things like, excuse me, the fabric of my building, what floor I'm on, how many doors there are, what locks I've got, that sort of thing. Oh, and also with the locks, there were diagrams of different types of locks, because I know that's been a joke for years, hasn't it? That the insurance company want to know what kind of lock, and does it qualify for BS such and such, and people go, I don't know. So yeah, it asked all the right questions, how much do I want new for old? The kind of questions they ask. So I did it all online, and then I said, fetch me a quote or whatever. Straight away, there was something like, it was about 90 different quotes. but also it had different filters as well. So there was a button I could look at that said these companies aren't offering you any quotes at all. So the various companies, like fine. These are the companies who are offering, and it was in price order, but there were more filters I could add to it, like changing the excess. Oh, that changes the quotes. But it was all pretty much, pardon me, it was all pretty much instant. You know, whether you want to include things like money, credit cards, stuff you take outside of the home. So for me, that would be like laptop and camera, because I do take them with me sometimes. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it was a really easy website to use. I got a host of, like I said, 90 something quotes. And here's the thing, I went through them, and I think there were 70 that were cheaper than this one that I got from my normal provider. The provider I'm with now, or not for much longer, I've been with them for 20 odd years since I moved in here. So much for, you know, loyalty and all that business. Yes, stuff loyalty. Anyway, there were a whole bunch of quotes which were about 65% cheaper. Brilliant, brilliant. So I will be in the coming days, I've got it written on my pinboard of when I need to do it all by, because that's the thing quite often, isn't it, is exactly what happened to me last year. I ran out of time to do anything about it. This year, I'm jolly well going to do something about it, because it's going to save. Let me quickly do some maths. Hang on, I'm looking at my number. What they want this year, 50, it will be an 80 quid saving, which is what, £7 a month? So that's spread over the year, 70, 80, yeah, it's about £7 a month saving. Now, that doesn't seem like a huge amount, £7 a month, but when that's across all your different bills, so yeah, if you've got annual bills and any of them are coming up, get on one of these comparison websites, dead easy to use, and it might be that, well, that's an £80 saving on just one bill. It's unbelievable, isn't it? So in a way, I'm glad that my insurance company sent me such a ridiculous bill, because it's that wake-up call I needed to say, do you know what? No, let's put in a little bit of time and effort to find something much, much cheaper. Yay, good stuff. Right, so that's that bill. Where do we get to? Yes, so my other big bill, of course, has been the hallway decorators, paying them. So half of the bill has been paid by the building, because it was to do with the wall plaster, and that was all to do with the roof fail before we had a new roof put on. So it's not my bill, that's the bill for the whole building. And then the rest of it I have paid for. And it was a chunk of money, and it's always one of those moments. But that's what I save for. That's why I save. So when people say, oh, Vivi, just put the heating on for a couple more hours, or give yourself a holiday, have a break, whatever. No, that's why I'm always saying no, because I know that I need to save so that I have the money ready for these bills. Sometimes we have bills which we don't know are coming, but usually we know that we need to have money ready for things. And even if it's an unexpected bill, like say your car breaking down, for those of you who have cars, I know there's a couple of you whose your cars are blown up completely. But you know, if I had a car, I would probably be saying to myself, ideally I'd probably want to put away 50 quid a month minimum every month into a car fund, so that if my car breaks down, I can get it fixed. But if my car goes really badly wrong, I've got a chunk of money there as a deposit for a new car. So yeah, some bills we don't know that they're going to come, but we can pretty much bet they'll come at some point. So yeah, keep up with the savings, keep having those savings. adding up each month, a little bit into the pot every month, and it does add up. And this is my, this is my little thing for you for March, maybe, if you're struggling and still spending and thinking, where's all the money going? I often talk about all of this no spend and trying to get on top of your finances and get things under control being easier if you've got a really clear goal at the end of it. So for me, I'm moving house. That's a really clear, strong goal to keep me on track. It's like, do I really want this? Oh, I'd like to have it, but if I have it, oh, maybe that's going to jeopardise my house move. It's like one item, okay. But that's the thing, isn't it? People might say, oh, but it's just one coffee, Vivi. That's not going to make any difference to your house move. But that one coffee that slips in there is, what, £3? That £3 might be a lampshade for my new home. Because what if it doesn't have recessed lights? What if it's got dangling lights and I need a lampshade? That coffee could be a lampshade. And it's more it's the idea that if you go, oh, just one coffee, it's really easy then the next day to go, oh, just one packet of gum. A couple of days later, oh, just one newspaper. Oh, just one. No. So I find what helps for me, it's that goal. It's in here, it's really firm. But I also have it on my pinboard right in front of me. I've got a sheet of paper and it's got my 4 main savings accounts. So I've got it written by the month with the 4 savings accounts and how much is in them and a grand total of all 4 of them added together. And I like having it there because even if it's only £30 or £40 in one month, I see that amount going up. Every day when I sit here to work, I can look at that and I think, oh, yeah, that went up £200 last month. Brilliant. Oh, it only went up £50. Oh, I wonder if I can find somewhere else to generate, a bit more income so I can, it's this wonderful visual reminder. And not only do I have that running total of my savings going up, I also have at the top of it what each of the different accounts is for. So one of them is for fixing up this place. One of them is for fixing up and furniture and stuff when I move. One of them is for solicitors. One's for removals. It's all this stuff to do with the house. So I've got that as a big label. At a glance, I know exactly what all of these different accounts are for. And I know that, so some of them are going to need a bit more than others. So if I've got £100 to put into savings, I think, well, that account can have £50. Those 2 accounts can have £20 each and that account can have a tenner, if you see what I mean. But it's there, it's always there, I can watch it going up, it incentivises me no end, it keeps me on track. So perhaps that's something you could try if you're struggling to either save or, more to the point, struggling to stop spending, is what is your goal? Work out what your goal is. The goal might be very simple, it's just get out of debt, pay a credit card off, for example. It might be the new car, it might be a new kitchen, it might be a holiday, whatever it is, write the goal down. And if you haven't already, open up a savings account for that goal. I mean, it's different. If it's for paying off debt, that's slightly different. But let's say it's for a thing like a new fridge freezer, a car, holiday, whatever it is. Write it there. Open an account that's specifically for that thing and have it on your pinboard where you can see it every day. Or if you have, I don't know, a calendar or a family whiteboard where you write down what everyone's up to that week, have it somewhere where you can see it every single day so you can see the amount going up. Now my charting, I do it monthly. You might want to do it weekly so you can see, there's £25 we didn't spend this week, put it away. Yeah, incentivise yourself. So I've been doing that, really saving, just, it's all I've been doing for years and years and years. But of course now, this is the difficult bit, because now I'm going to see some of those accounts drop down a bit. So for instance, back to the hallway thing, that particular fund is my get this flat sorted before I move. So it's, I was going to say about the pain of the pain of paying. It's not like I've sort of lost that money somehow. It's not like I've had to find hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and it's like, oh, I had it there ready and waiting. So it's easy, it's done. It's just now when I look at my chart on the pin board, it's like, oh, that amount has dropped. None of my savings accounts have dropped in years, apart from this time last year when I had to replace the washing machine. Oh, it dropped. That was only 350 quid only, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm having a weird one right now of, I've been watching them go up and up and up, sometimes by a tiny amount, sometimes by chunks, tiny amount, chunk, tiny, whatever. Now I'm going to watch them coming down, and to a point where once I've moved, it'll probably be zero. They'll have flatlined, but that's okay, because I'll just start building the savings again once I've moved. The point is, I have a really strong goal. I have got savings accounts set up. I'm putting into them, I'm trying to put into them every single month, no matter how small the amount, even if it's a £5, get it put away rather than frittering it on a magazine. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. So I hope that will help some of you. Try it anyway. You never know. Keep up with the don't leave the house without food or drink. Try a week of no, what do you call it? No, I was going to say preserved. What's the word? Processed. Couldn't think of the word then. Try 1 week of no processed food whatsoever. And look, if you tried that in February, if you tried a week of no processed food, hopefully you'll have seen a difference to your shopping bill. It should have come down a bit. You might have enjoyed it. Do it again. You might think, actually, we could do this on alternate weeks. So we have 2 weeks of every month where there's no processed food. We cook everything from scratch. Yay! Grab the savings. If you normally spend 50 quid a week on your food bill, and on the no processed food week you spent 35 quid, that 15 quid, put it into a savings account straight away. Put it away. Don't fritter it on something else. And yeah, add in, maybe as an add-in this month, to have a pin board or your whiteboard, whatever it is. Write your goal, write your savings goal on it, and start to keep a tally and have that lovely visual reward of seeing those numbers going up and up and up. So next time you think, oh, poor me, I need a coffee, I haven't had a takeaway coffee, I deserve one, you can just have that visual reminder of your pin board at home and think, you know what, I don't need a coffee, I'd rather see those numbers tick up. Yay! All right, gosh, I've been yakking, so I think that's enough for today. Look, happy no spending, however you're managing it. Do let me know though. It's really, really rewarding to hear of other people's success stories. And like I said, you know, if you've had a little slip up, go back and watch our January chat if you've had a slip up, because hopefully that will help. I'm sure it will. But yes, I'm going to move into March. Still very much with my no spend head on, except I know there are going to be some expenses because of the flat, but that's from specific savings funds. You know, that money is set aside for anything over and above that. Well, it'll just have to come out of my weekly budget of 35 quid. And if I can't manage it for my weekly budget of 35 quid, ain't having it. Simple as that. All right, lovelies, happy saving, happy not spending, and yeah, let me know in the comments below how you're getting on, and share. Let's all share together our successes. Let's bolster each other and encourage each other. And if we've had a bit of a we can share that too, because we all have moments, and we'll try and lift you up again. All right, lovelies, until the next one, I'm just looking at, it'll be the next video will be a book video, but then following that, I'm just looking, because it's all scheduled on my pin board is like, it's like my brain on paper, because just can't cope. But following on, so next week, you're going to start seeing, we've got a day in the life where I'm trying to get on and just get things done with the haul, there might be a bit of sewing, there's going to be the hallway reveal, there's going to be me cooking a meal using that kind of freebie cooking kit. There wasn't really anything more than some spices. There's lots to come, lots to come. So I'll see you very soon. Until then, look after yourselves, stay well, and if you get a little bit of sunshine, enjoy it. Pop yourself outdoors, face the sun, be a sunflower. For now though, cheerio.